Good morning. Come on in. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me get us brought up on my iPad real quick, I hope. Let's see. There I am. I was beginning to think, uh-oh. Alrighty. Let's see. I had trouble getting my iPad online this morning for some reason. Anyway, hi. Happy Thursday. It's good to be back. I am going to be using this stencil from Essential Stencil today, Perched Birds, and it's the only stencil I'm going to use today. Hey, Jeanette, how are you, girl? Good to see you on there. So anyway, I think I've got a cute plan for this. So I will get started painting because that's the part that's going to take a while. Hey, Teresa, how are you? And Mary, hey, and Ken. It is Virginia. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. We're doing okay around here. Jim came home yesterday evening, and so getting back to normal, and that's a good thing. Happy to be doing that. I hope you all are doing well. I'm going to use Fusion Mineral Paint Cathedral Taupe to fill in my board. This is a wood canvas. I think it's supposed to be like 16 by 12. It actually measures like 15 3/4 by 11 1/2. Anyway, it's from Amazon. You're doing good? Good deal. Yeah, I'm glad he's home too. So, I am good, Lisa. It is good to be back. It's always hectic having to spend so much time at the hospital, so good to be home. And the hospital, he was at the local hospital, so he wasn't too far away. It's just having to go over there all the time. So, glad he's home. He had duodenitis, if you have any idea what that is. A bad case of it, I guess. The doctor said if we would have waited one more day, it probably would have ruptured and then it would have been sepsis. So it was lucky I took him when I did. Actually, I thought he had the flu. He only started feeling bad not quite 2 days before I decided maybe he better go to the doctor, but anyway, God is good, and he made sure we got there when we needed to, so. They just put a, I don't know what to call it, something in his neck, but they gave him artificial nutrition, and he got strong antibiotics, and one of those, he got an infection from the antibiotic, which I never heard of. But anyway, so they changed antibiotics, and he's doing good. Eating good, and says he feels good, so. Right. Get this, and I'll dry it. All right, that looks pretty good and even. Brush in the water. I see I forgot, left a brush in there overnight. Oh well. Oh well. So what you all up to today? It's not raining here right now, but we're supposed to get heavy rain starting this afternoon, and it's rained off and on this morning, so yay. It's gonna be a muddy mess, but it's warm, so, or at least relatively warm. Right now it's 44. So, a lot better than teens and the wind chill we did have, even though the rain makes it damp and kind of gives you a chill. I hope you guys are having good weather where you're at. Hey Sherry, how are you? He has been through a lot, and yeah, he gets things nobody else even ever heard of, but luckily we're in a small town, so our doctor is actually a surgeon, and his specialty is colon rectal, that kind of thing, so this was right up his alley, fortunately, and didn't have to send him anywhere else. So that was good. I think that's pretty dry. I want to make sure it's good and dry because I'm going to tape it off. Hey, Lolly, how are you? Your husband's doing laundry. I think mine is too, actually. I told him I was doing it tomorrow, but I think he decided he needed it, so he's doing it today. So, works for me. Works for me. All right, I think that's good and dry, even around the edges. All righty. Get my tape off. That piece was wanting to be difficult. About to get it. All right. Tape it off with some sensitive surface frog tape. Get that over here. Because I want to add a frame. And I like sensitive surface tape for this, which you probably know for a couple reasons, because it's kind of, you can see through it, at least way better than you can see through the green frog tape. And it doesn't peel your paint up. So you all been crafting, or what you been up to? I've got to get things ready and take over to my booth. She sent me a message that I had sold a lot of stuff, so get some things ready and take over there tomorrow or Saturday. I don't want to do it this afternoon in the rain. I think we're supposed to be in the 40s and 50s even through next week, and no snow in the forecast, so that's a good deal. All right, been debating off and on how I want to do this frame, and I think I decided, at least this is what I'm going to do. That's my current decision. I'm going to put truffle, Waverly truffle chalk paint on first. Looks like a fairly decent brush. And I think I'll get the sides first. Well, I still have a place to hang on to. Or I could have done them later, but I'm here doing it, so I'll just finish it. Have you guys got your spring bundle yet? I don't know if they've shipped them or not. Or whatever you ordered out of that bundle anyway. There'll be an Easter bundle coming up. I haven't seen it yet. I will look at the comments here in just a second after I get this brown on here. If I miss any questions, I'll go back and get them later today. I know a lot of people can answer questions and paint at the same time. I'm not very good at that. It'd be good to do one thing at a time. Back at the edges. I thought about doing this without putting this paint underneath the dark paint, but if I'm going to make it aged, I like for it to have a dark color underneath the white. All right, that's the sides, and I've got brown paint all over me. No news flashes there, huh? I hope I got this yellow tape sealed down good. I don't remember if I did that or not. Oh well. If I didn't, I'll have to touch it up. You guys been sick? I know there's a lot of stuff going around. I had that doozy of a cold, but I think I'm okay now. We both tested negative for COVID, so that was a good deal. I would have done a live Tuesday, but I had my upper GI that I have every year done then, and it was good. So, of Glad that's over. Really probably don't have to worry about having perfect coverage with this. I'm going to put white over it anyway, but almost. Clean my hands off and push my sleeve up before I have paint all over me. All right, I'm going to put that in some water. I'm going to clean the paint off of my hands. Put a lid back on my truffle before I spill it, because I'm not going to need it anymore. And I didn't put that on there good. There we go. All right. Got it. So we'll dry this. Thank you, Irma. I appreciate that. You're not sick. You wore a heavy mask while in airports and on planes. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jeanette. Because COVID and stuff is going around. I just put my thumb right in that brown paint. Hey Sue, how are you? I got my screen all messed up. Trying to do two things at once. Come on. There we go. Hey Maggie, you've been healthy so far. Good deal. And your hubby doing okay? Hey Brenda. Hey Marilyn. You can't wait to use them, Lacey. Yeah, they are nice. I haven't used them very much, to be honest. I looked at them yesterday and I tried to pick something I hadn't seen somebody else do. Sure they've done it. But everybody has their own way of doing things anyway, so. Dry those edges a bit. The rub-on transfers in the spring bundle are so pretty. Still well on the edge. I keep putting my thumb in it. There. There. That feels better. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of wax from my tea light candle. Get a little bit chippy. I don't think I wanted a whole lot chippy. Okay. going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in ivory. I need to clean that rim of that lid off, or when I put my lid back on, it's gonna stick. Nothing new there. I am sloppy. Okay. Set that aside because I may need more. And I think I'll use a sponge brush. Brush some of that off. Better do my sides first. Man, I must have got a lot of paint in my brush. I'm dripping it all over me. Care if I have good coverage on this. Okay, got the sides. Got a handful of paint. I'll clean it up in a minute. I think my brown must all be dry because it's kind of gonna need a second coat because it's turning kind of a milk chocolate color. Felt dry. Get the paint out of the palm of my hand, dry it, and add a second coat on top. I'm not worried about the sides. There. Just want it dry enough it doesn't just move the paint around when I put more on. Let's see how that goes. Got some. That's better. And I've got paint on my blouse. I'll use a wet wipe to get it in a minute. know it looks like I'm making a gummy mess, but it's going to be fine. I'm going to wipe the paint off my blouse, put the lid back on my ivory and dry it. That's good. All right. Done with that. Actually, not gonna need any more ivory, but I'll set that aside to put back in the jar. Got some on my puppy pad. I'm gonna need to dry up in a minute too. Hey Liz, how are you? Hey Becca, hey Nikki. Or am I crackling? No. I'm just making it old, chippy, a little bit chippy. Hey Sharon. Hey Joyce. You're not only sloppy, you're what? Oh, a klutz too? Yeah, me too. Me too. I think I keep leaning into that. I believe that's good to dry. Use a wet wipe again. That ought to be good. Alrighty. I'm stuck to my puppy pad. I was really sloppy. Nothing new there. Hey Dee. All right, get this tape off. Yeah, my edges look pretty crisp for the most part. Just this one little spot there. Alrighty. Going to take my scraper. I think instead, I'm gonna sand it. All right, before I put my stencil on, I'm going to use some Kills Dark wax around the edges. Of my frame. wipe that back in a minute. It helps it look more like a real frame if you have that dark around the edges. Let's see, I'll lay that aside in case I need it again after I wipe it back. Just a wet wipe, get some of it off that I don't want on there. Looks more like what I want it to look like, I think. All right, now, stencil. Which is a little bigger than my framed in area, and that is fine. I'm going to let the bird tails be on the frame, but I don't want the branches to be on the frame. Too big a piece. All right. I think I'm going to do my branches in wood smoke, but I'll see. It may not be dark enough on the taupe. I'm not sure. I'm going to use a small domed brush so I don't have to tape off. And get me a shop towel to offload on. Try it and see what I think. It's all right. I think I'd rather have it just a wee bit darker. So I think dip out a little bit of truffle and mix it in so it'll show up a little bit better. Make sure I'm offloaded good. I don't know that it makes any difference, but I decided it would be easier if I put all the branches on first. And I'm using a light circular motion for the most part. Every once in a while I kind of paint it. The branches are not very big, so you have to be sure and offload good. I hope I am offloading good enough. And I saw Essential Stencil on their package and done the branches the same color of the leaves, which is an option. I just want mine to be brown. Anybody got something exciting going on this weekend? Jeanette, you staying put for a while, or are you getting ready to hit the road again? I was watching President Trump talk about the plane crash in Washington, D.C. before I came in here. That is so sad for all the families. It would be a terrible thing to be waiting at the airport and see that happen, I'll tell you. I think Jim's taking a nap already. About to get the branches done. I was so sleepy yesterday sitting at the hospital. They told us he could go home, and then the doctor went into surgery without doing the orders to send them home, several of them, and it was a long surgery, so we were sitting there waiting, and I was so sleepy, and then last night I couldn't sleep. I hate when that happens. I'm going to let this little branch go onto the frame. All right, let me look. think that I have all the branches. So, going to get medium Hauser green and do the leaves next. I love the domed brushes, but you do have to be real careful to offload really well. Have all the tedious parts done before I get to the birds. Just thinking you could have your board black and then do this as a raised stencil, all white, and that would be pretty, I think. Maybe. Lots of leaves. Probably would have made more sense to start at the bottom and work my way back up, but I don't do things the way it makes sense. Almost. Not too many more leaves. All right, I think I've got all my leaves. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna get a little bigger brush. And I want my birds to be blue. I'm going to use Tropical Blue Deco Art. I didn't want them to be a true blue, so I thought I would try this. All right, this time I am going to start at the bottom. I've never seen a bird this color, but I like the color, so. You could give your birds some detail, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna dry it just a little because I'm gonna give the birds that their tails go under the frame a second coat so that you can't see the frame underneath it so much, maybe. All right. Yep, that helps. Okay. Pick that up. Alrighty. Into older. Wipe that off. All right, I'm going to add a little more Kills Dark wax. Where I put it, right there. Wipe that off a little. Then I'm going to take my palette knife and some truffle. Out, got it. Okay, you guys, so here's my birds. I hope you like that. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. It was a fun project. Bluebirds look good. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I like the bluebirds. So I think it's cute. But I like rustic, so if you don't, you might not. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate you joining me today. And thanks, Mary. I should be live again next week. Probably my regular schedule, Tuesday and Thursday. Essential Stencil asked me to be on this last Tuesday to fill in for Melissa, but that was the day I was having my upper GI, so I didn't think I better. Hard telling what goofy things I would say after being on anesthesia. But anyway, you guys have a great evening and a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye-bye.